Look at this thing.
Yeah, there's still coolant left in this thing. It'll be squirting oil for coolant down onto the thing here, and so we got the seat right up against this thing, and I can slide this part back and forth, and from there on we just go like this. All right, so the whole idea is once you get started,
yeah,
that's all you're going to be doing is you get to where you go like this until you hear it just touching,
yeah,
and then you start going like this.
Oh,
Do
no
a
shit.
1,000th or two.
Yeah.
Do that again.
Is each one of these notches 1,000?
Yep. And you don't really want to go much more than that, because if you take too big a bite, you'll go right into the end of the stone like that.
Yeah.
And you'll be all fucked up.
Yeah. I can only imagine it catching like that.
Yeah. So theoretically, I'm trying to think of what the hell we had to do to turn this thing on, because I haven't used it in ages.
Oh, it's like an open sump for the oil in there?
I think this hooks up to a switcheroo back here that's probably undone. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Oh, shit.
It hasn't run for a long time. I've used it, but not for some time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you can turn it off. All right.
No shit. That is so cool.
And what happens is when you're doing this, you'll get. Make sure we're not touching anything. But it's just going to be going like this.
Take a drip, drip, drip.
There'll be oil on it the whole time pretty much.
Gotcha. Wow, that is such a slick setup.
And take a look. See, you've only touched it once, and look at the end.
Yeah, there's that low spot.
And it'll get smaller and smaller until
Yeah.
it's gone, and then we're done.
Okay.
And it might only take a few thousand, you know.
Getting smaller.
Yeah.
Wow, that really cleans it up so nice.
I'm only going a 0.5 at a time. Still there.
Ha ha ha. Rule number 1 in the kitchen is don't be fucking stupid. What a load of shit. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. So we got the head gasket sitting on there. Everything's all nice. Look at that shit. What in the hell were they thinking? Oh, that is so frustrating. Before I get too brash here. Yeah, so that fixed it completely. I'm just fucking dumb. But if I put it over this, creates a bow in the middle. So I have to trim a little bit off of this because it's pushing, causing it to bow up in the middle. Do you ever think about the fact that there are more wrong answers than there are right answers? I wonder that shit all the time. I used 4 bolts, one in each corner, to bring it down evenly. But keep in mind, there is a tightening pattern, and that does not involve torquing these 4 corner ones down first. I think it actually starts up higher. So I'm going to take this back off. Pen magnets are your friend. Don't forget it. One, two, three, four. That's it. So once I got the cam towers on, the camshaft did not sit nice and level. There was play in it. I'd already chased these threads, but I didn't chase them all the way. Just using a tap. It's an M6 by 1. When you get a new part, even though this was advertised as vapor blasted. It's important that it's an integral part. Go ahead and chase those threads, clean them up, so that way you know everything is being seated down correctly. Hopefully that fixes it, but you never know. Okay, so it's the moment of truth. I chased both of these threads and then retightened down the cam towers. I'm going to oil up the cam journals. Put a little dab of oil on each of them with my cut beer can and bit I don't use. Okay, so moment of truth. See if this rotates. Yes. Fucking A. That comes close. Wow. Cool. This had a lot of play. The cam would just. Now it feels nice and planted. That is good news. Oh, thank God. Wait a second. Fuck, I'm off a tooth. God fucking damn it. So I was all excited. Finally put the rocker arms in. Test it. Only to find I didn't put the valve stem seals. So I'm gonna have to pull this off again. I think we're at like number 5 now. Fucking hell. That was incredibly frustrating. God damn it. That's part of the problem with being like a shitty mechanic. I literally just recorded a whole intro. Not intro. Jesus Christ. I thought I was recording, I was not. I've rebuilt this engine once before, about 2 years ago. I did it in this shed. I didn't film anything. I took photos just purely for reference, for when I was putting it back together. I rebuilt it because I had a leak from where the head attached to the jug, and then where the jug attached to the lower engine case. My first time ever doing an engine rebuild. And I thought I have the Datsun, obviously. That engine was rebuilt before I got it. But I would rather learn my mistakes and learn on a actual engine on something else. That to me is very valuable. So this was something that I also enjoy. I've always loved motorcycles. Been riding motorcycles way before I had a car. But I'm learning a lot. I made a lot of mistakes. On this last rebuild, so I rebuilt it 2 years ago, and then now I was having problems getting it going smoothly, and I was having a rich mixture. So I rejetted the carbs. I did a whole bunch of stuff. Then I ended up going back to basics, which is I just rebuilt an engine, check the specs, just do all the maintenance stuff. And when I went to go check the valves, the intake had 0 lash. So I'd assumed something had gone wrong. The valves had stretched with heat cycles, something. So I pulled the engine again, because you have to pull the engine in order to work on the top end. And then I realized, fuck, it's cold in here. And then I realized that I wasn't going to know what I'd done wrong until I'd torn the whole thing apart and done it again. You can do manuals online, like free downloads. I ended up ordering this, just a reprint of the original manual, for about $30 on eBay. And I actually went through and highlighted and everything I'd worked on. But just going through this as I'm recording this, I got an idea in my head that there's 2 valves, intake and exhaust, for each cylinder. And somehow I got it in my head that the exhaust valve is almost always bigger. That's not true. Don't know where that thought came from. And I actually even put a note, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Don't listen to that. That is absolutely not true. When I rebuilt the engine the first time, I had swapped the intake and exhaust valves. Big time rookie mistake. Feel really fucking stupid for doing that. I've rebuilt this top end, well, not rebuilt, I've taken it apart and put it back together. The jugs, I've done replace the cylinders, I've done that 3 or 4 times. The top end, I think we're at like 5 or 6. But yeah, ended up being, put it back together the other night and realized that it was still too tight, and I thought I was just doomed. I actually replaced the whole top end on this engine I ordered another top end off of eBay for $350 and swapped over all the internals, the cam towers, the rocker shafts, the rockers, the valves, the springs, all that good stuff. And when I was reassembling it, same problem. So then I took it back apart. Well, I thought the engine was just toast, and I was just really upset. That's why I wasn't filming. I thought that everything was just wrecked. And so the next day I was like, either I'm making a huge oversight or the engine's fucked. I'm a very stubborn person, and realized that probably made an oversight. Because I know me, I do this after work, and I drink. But swap the valves, simple as that. So I took it back apart, relapped the valves, reinstalled them, got everything back together, set the valve clearances. It's perfect. There's no problem whatsoever. As someone, this is my first engine rebuild, and it's gone horribly wrong every step of the way. I am all by myself. Every once in a while, someone who's more knowledgeable will come in and take a peek, but they don't know the full story. You know, there's a lot of places where you can go wrong. But yeah, haste makes waste, and I'm always rushing. Don't know why, because I love doing this stuff. It was this that actually ended up saving me. Going through the shop log of the past year, I started it January 10th, 2022. It's been fantastic. I work on a lot of different projects at the same time, and that's helped me keep things separated. Another really good asset was this book, my CB750 on getting them back on the road, by Mark Paris. It's about $100-something bucks. This book is absolutely fantastic. This guy's a genius when it comes to these bikes. But even with all that, shop log, fancy manual, and a regular manual, I still managed to fuck up multiple times, making the same mistake over and over. Sometimes it's just a tiny little thing. I have learnt the top end of this engine better than I probably should at this point, but it's been a really good learning experience, and even though it was such a dumb mistake, I am very happy that I finally figured it out, and that this engine will probably run again. I even made two more mistakes. I tried to put the top end on, I reassembled everything, forgot to put the valve seals on the valves, so I had to take it back off, put it back together. Then I realized the valves were swapped, so I had to take it back apart, swap the valves, relap them, put it back together. I just stopped filming at a certain point, and I realized that filming when it comes to engine work actually really fucks me up, because I'm focusing on filming more than I am. I'm trying to make it look good, like I know what I'm doing, and I don't. It's okay to not know what you're doing. Everyone starts somewhere. This is my start. But, thankfully, it seems like I haven't ruined this engine yet. So the build continues. I will be popping this valve cover gasket back on. I'll be cleaning up the bike frame, re-lubing stuff. There'll be more to come. Once the weather turns better, I will be working on the Datsun. I just recently made a friend down here who is a big Z enthusiast, and he has a 1983 280ZX. He might be able to give me some pointers here and there. He's gone through bought a non-running car, and now it's a very mechanically sound car. So yeah, that's just a little update, and obviously most people are more excited about the Datsun build, but I don't have a garage, I have a shed. Car doesn't fit in here, so I work on the things I can. And motorcycles have always been my first passion. I've loved them before I ever loved a car. I didn't even get into cars until I was 22, 20? Somewhere around there, early 20s. But motorcycles, first time I sat on one, even though I was scared as hell and still not a good rider, it's always been my first love. So that's what I'm working on. That's a little update on where we're going. Had a lot of hiccups, but you need skill to work on these bikes. I don't have skill, but I am persistent, and I got a lot of gumption, as they say. So this thing will run again. This bike will be rolling down the road, and I always remind myself that at the hardest times of a build, when shit just seems to be going wrong, just walk away. Let yourself cool down, get your head straight, come up with a plan of attack, and then come back, do what you need to do, and get shit done. That's the most important thing. So, thank you if you stuck in there. If not, fuck you. Just kidding. But yeah, that's it.